In today's video, I'm going to set up my monthly cover page and calendar in my A5 planner for the new month of April. So let's go. For the month of April, I'm going to be in my A5 Filofax Finsbury organizer in the color mustard. The planner pages I'll be using are my planner bundle printable that includes a dotted cover page, a 2-page spread calendar, habit tracker and mood and sleep trackers, well-being planner spread and 2-page weekly spread, and the bundle has enough well-being planner and weekly spreads for 5 weeks. At the end, you have 2-page dotted gratitude log and a dotted note page at the back. I'm Marianne. Through my planning, habit tracking, well-being and budgeting, I hope you can get inspiration and ideas for your own planning. All items mentioned and shown in today's video, I'll have the details in the description below. Make sure you stick to the end because I'll show you how I changed part of my April cover page that I didn't end up liking. I'll be drawing my April cover page using felt tip pens. I also drew some inspiration and ideas from Pinterest. You can check out my Pinterest board where I have pinned some ideas for inspiration when I'm drawing out my monthly cover page. Using a mechanical pencil, I find the middle of the page to start lightly sketching my mason jars. The first layer is just some rough drawing, and if you spot any areas you're not happy with, you can always fix it before you apply permanent ink. Next, I roughly draw some stems, flower petals and leaves. Not sure if these are any specific type of plants or flowers, but you can have artistic license to create whatever shapes of petals and leaves that you like. You can create leaf shapes or clusters of tiny circles as flower petals. I'm going to use these Faber-Castell Pitt artistic pens to draw over the pencil sketch. They come in a variety of pen tips. To see which pen tips to use, I just tested it out on some scrap piece of paper. For this drawing, I will be using the fine tip and the brush felt tip pens. Quick side note, I have had these pens for a while when I used to do bullet journaling back in 2017, 2018, so I like using them for drawing purposes. Now I just trace over my pencil markings, draw over any areas that I feel doesn't look right. Next, I'm going to add some shadow effect on the drawing using a grey Tombow dual brush pen, using the brush tip end. I'm using this N95 grey to create some shadows underneath the jars, around the brim and on the side of the jars. To get darker colour, just add a second layer. You can add additional details if you feel it needs some extra additional touches, but be mindful, sometimes adding more things can sometimes wreck a perfectly good drawing. My rule of thumb, if I want to add additional bits to my drawing, I just stop and leave it there. I've messed up many drawings that way thinking I can improve it by just adding that little bit extra. I wasn't happy with the initial April lettering, so I erased the original pencil markings and rewrote it a few times, as you can see. Next, I take the brush tip Faber-Castell marker pen to draw on the April heading. You can go over areas that you need to thicken up for that hand lettering calligraphy effect. Now it's time to erase all your pencil markings. You can leave it as is, but I am going to add some color to my drawing. For the leaves of one of the plants, I used 192, which is the asparagus color. Again, add second layer to darken your leaves in certain areas to give it some depth and shadow-like effect. For the other leaves, I use a different set of green, and this one is the 126, which is light olive. For the flowers, you can use whatever colors you like. This one is 912, which is the pale cherry color. Then I go back to the first green, 192 asparagus. And for the cluster of tiny circles, I used 772, which is the color blush. To add some color to the mason jars, I'm going to use 451, which is sky blue, and I just add it to the sides of the jars. And then back to N95 grey to deepen the color of the bottom of the jars. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this cover page for April. It's now time to embellish my calendar. Question of the day: do you create theme pages for your planner pages? If so, what are you going to do for the month of April? Let me know in the comments section below. For my calendar 2-page spread, I'm going to embellish my page with some washi tapes. This 10-pack washi set is from Kmart here in Australia, and it's the Fruity set. I pick a couple of the prints I like and then pick Tombow markers to match the colors of the washi tapes. The colors I'm using are 620 Lilac, 991 Light Ochre, 912 Pale Cherry, 451 Sky Blue, and 772 Blush. I draw on my April heading using my go-to simple lettering. In capital letters, using the brush tip and the left-hand side of each letter, I just create double lines, and I alternate between the colors I picked. For the top of the page, I'm adding this floral print washi and use a ruler to create a clean cut at the end. Next, I just grab a black pen, and this one is the Uniball 1 gel pen. The barrel is 0.38mm, but I use the 0.5mm refill in it. I like to use black ink to outline the edges of my letters to make it pop off the page. I'm going to use this second set of washi to embellish the bottom of the spread. When I looked at my calendar and my cover page, I didn't like that the April heading was not cohesive. Before I show you how I changed the April heading of my cover page, if you're liking this video and getting value from it, make sure to give it a thumbs up to let me know. So I want to redo this April heading the same way I did it on the calendar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with some paper. I printed a second set of the dotted cover page, measure a piece big enough to cover the old heading, and then cut the piece of paper to size. With the piece of paper cut to size, I line up the dots, add some glue, and place it over the old April heading. And voila! It's gone! Grab the other piece of scrap paper and we're going to draw our new April heading on it and use that as a guide to the placement of the letters so it sits on the middle of the page. Make sure you have even space at each end of the heading, and then you can write directly on your cover page. Now you have a perfectly placed heading right in the middle. Again, I use my black pen and outline the edges of each letter. That's better. Now the April heading for my cover page and calendar match. So tip of the day, if you do end up making a mistake on any of your planner pages, just get some piece of paper, glue it on, and there you go, all covered up. It's now time to add my dates. I'll be using these Carpe Diem number sticker pad, and with the help of tweezers to help place the stickers on the page, I'll be using these bunting number stickers. As I don't have a full set of one color, I'll be alternating between the different colors of the rainbow. If you want to grab this new planner bundle printable download, just head on over to my shop at mariannecresp.com. They're available in A5, Happy Planner Classic size, as well as letter Big Happy Planner size. The beauty of this planner bundle is that you can print all your planner pages for the whole month. Beautiful. April calendar and April cover page done. Watch this next video for another floral monthly cover page idea. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you and see you in the next video. Bye bye.